Quinn Schreiber, 2-minute head contact. Coincidental penalty with your number 17, Calder Porosny, 2-minute head contact, and an additional double minor spearing going to Quinn Schreiber, number 2. So your Iceman will be on the power play to start the second period. Unfortunately, not with the services of Porosny for the initial 2 minutes. So the extracurricular activities at the end of the first period addressed by the official. This is a 3-official system, 1 referee, 2 linesmen. Your Iceman will be going right to left in this second frame. You see Binder on here, so Binder will be inserted onto the power play in exchange for Porosny. But that'll be the first unit for the power play. Weeks, Vanderham, Binder, Ferris, and Baines. Second period underway. Baines sifts that up and into the zone. That's picked up by Sherwood Park. Cleared to the line. Weeks is going to have to hurry to get over. The Knights able to clear it all the way into the Iceman zone. The ice still freezing as Baines gives it up to Vanderham. He'll drive wide. Gain the zone, chipped off the puck momentarily, moves it back to the point. That evades Ferris, who hadn't got into position yet. The Iceman will have to reset again. Baines picks it up, brings it in. He'll try to move it to himself. Get it to the front of that. Vanderham now picking up. The Iceman look to slow things down here. Weeks protects the puck. He's held along the boards. Binder gets the puck, moves it back to Baines. Baines to Ferris. Ferris shot. That's off a body. And the Knights able to clear it down. A minute gone in the double minor to Schreiber for spearing. Baines to Binder. Binder up through center. He'll gain the zone and come to the near boards. Binder surveys his options. Tries to send it to the point. He's squeezed off along the boards. Good job by Colomb. Move it to Sawyers. Second unit now out here. Sawyers back to Colomb. Colomb evades a check, but it's turned over and the Knights able to clear it down again. Knapsick with the puck. Turnover and diving back in the net was Jordan as that puck was turned over in the 1-on-4 as the Sherwood Park player Fry doing a heck of a job killing time here. Deep in the Iceman zone. Knapsick will pick it up. He's out here with Gwinnett and Sawyers. Knapsick drives, drop it back to Sawyers. Sawyers to Knapsick. Knapsick to Sawyers, misses him. Pomulus can't keep it at the point. He'll regroup at center, over to Colomb. Back to Homulus. 1.5 minutes remaining in the double minor penalty. Gwinnett will drive in. Buttonhook back. Looks for Colomb, but that's picked off by Friedmark and cleared down the length of the ice. Colomb looked to go up the wall on the near boards to Knapsick, but that was what he's thought twice and changed his mind. Weeks tries to move it over to Colomb. He didn't jump up, and that puck sent right back into the Iceman zone. The Knights will look to gain steam and momentum off of this penalty kill if they can finish it off. Your Iceman unable to gain any momentum and shots on goal with a 4-man advantage. Weeks with the puck, works it back to Binder. Weeks back door, looks for Ferris. The puck is loose and it's quick whistle is blown as the puck is hit below the goal line. The whistle had blown and the goal immediately waved off. And the official telling both players that they'll go have a seat. Or he won't. I was sure he was saying, you're both going. Maybe that was just a warning. So no infractions off of that. Vanderham will stay on the ice. In a full conversation with his opposing player on the other side of the hash marks. Face-off won by the Icemen. Ferris tries to move it to Baines. Baines have to be quick to keep that in. Porosny unable to keep that in. 28 seconds remaining on the double minor. Baines turns over the puck. Won by Weeks, picked up by Baines again. Baines into the zone. To Porosny. Porosny to Vanderham. And right under the pad of Breaker. The Icemen unable to set anything up on the power play, but just off the rush. Baines drops it to Porosny, fired on net. And Vanderham able to get it under the pad of Craker. That might have been the only shot they had on the 4-minute double minor. The Knights were doing a great job. Had almost killed off the entire double minor to Schreiber.
Stay in till the end of the
16-12 remaining in the second period. Your Icemen now have knotted the game up at 2. Cologne back to Carrier. Carrier up to Gwinnett. He'll chip it into the zone. Sawyers gives chase. Finishes his check on his man. Sawyers on the backtrack looking to retrieve the puck. That's sent below the goal line. Carrier tries to pick it up. Mishandles that. That's chipped up the wall. Knapczyk will pick up, try to send it up to Sawyers. Sawyers chip it into the zone and give chase on his own. Shoulder check. Tried to center that to Knapczyk. Sawyers gets a piece of his man, sliding to the goal line. Carrier almost thought he was going to get boarded into the boards. His man eased up as he finished the check. Sawyers leaves it for Carrier. Fired off the side of the net. Sawyers back to Carrier. That handcuffs him on the back end. Got to go back down the length of the ice. Cologne will pick it up. We are back to 5-on-5 as Sawyers just elects to steer that out into the neutral zone. Shot up high, steered off the upper body of Jordan as he fought that one off. Friesen will kick it back to his D partner. Friesen gets it back in return. He's hit by Sawyers. Hitka fires. Jordan able to knock that down with the right pad and hold on for a whistle. With the tap of approval from Carrier. 14:45 remaining in the second period. The Icemen able to score at the end of a double minor power play to start the second period and knot things at 2. Face off to the left of Jordan. So your Icemen looking to grab momentum in this second period and build off the power play goal. Though I mentioned it was not pretty. Unable to set up in the zone. The Knights did a fantastic job killing off almost the entire double minor. Smith will pick it up. He works it up the wall to Giamaroli. Handcuffs him, but the icing is waved off. Binder and Vanderham look to intercept that. Giamaroli hits his man off the puck briefly, and that's lobbed up in the air, kept in by Homulus. He knocks it down to himself. Homulus tries to send it through to the front of the net. Giamaroli, Binder, and Vanderham still out here. Homulus and Smith, the D pairing, as that's lofted into the neutral zone. Homulus picks it up, and Giamaroli just tries to chip it back into the Knight zone. Smith pinches down to try to hold that in. He does. Inadvertently, the defenseman for the Knights aerials that up into the rafters for a whistle. Face-off will be back in the Knight zone to the right of Craker. Krager beaten under the right pad by Vanderham. Power play goal to knot things up at 2 here in the second period of this playoff game. Game number 1 for your Icemen. Game number 2 for this Knights team who played last night against Beaumont. Victorious 8-3. Carrero tries to keep that in. It's going to be blown down on the icing as Ferris back to tag up at the goal line. 13:41 remaining in the second period. Zahara in to take the draw against your Icemen's Brady Weeks. Weeks will win it to the wall. Baines tries to keep that in. That's out to the neutral zone to Smith. Smith will send that right back in. Rimmed around the wall. Grozny will leave it for Baines. Baines elects to let the puck come to him, and that is lobbed up and into the speakers and right down into the timekeeper's bench. Yowzers. Good job by Smith to rim that around. Krager didn't even come out of the net to try to play that. Another offensive faceoff by your Iceman. Back through the seam. Smith picks it up, fires it through traffic. Second shot. That hits a body and goes into the opposite corner. Smith on a 2-on-1 as Weeks back to support. Good job by Weeks to force this man off the puck into the corner. Smith will chip it up the wall. That's back to the point, though. Fired through traffic, and Jordan holds on as it hits the Sierra logo, and he prevents a rebound. So a highly contested, tight battle here from the Shell Arena in Sherwood Park. All knotted at 2. Knapsick on the face-off win by the rim around by Ferris, kept in the zone. Gwinnett looking to go back door for Sawyers. Ferris fires through traffic. Breaker! That hole in that squeezes through, I believe, the body and the glove of Krager. And the Sherwood Park coaching staff not happy, as they believe that play at the blue line was possibly offside. The official right there called it good. And a shot from the point by Ferris. You heard the audible from the forward shoot as traffic was in front of the net. Kraker got a piece of it, but not enough to keep it out. And your Icemen have scored twice in the second period to take a 1-goal lead. Ferris will get the puck back out of the blue line. Sherwood Park will have to tag up. Come back in, fired off a stick. Wide, and a tip pass. What a stop by Jordan. Great shot back at the net on the backhand. Tip to the cage, and Jordan just fought that off and got that over the crossbar as that was tipped perfectly going upstairs. No call, as I thought it could have been too many men. The official missed the too many men call. Sawyers almost finds himself all alone. Icemen don't want to get into a game of unforced errors here. Sherwood Park will pick it up and gain the zone, lose them. Oh, it's going to be, I believe it's going to be a kneeing penalty coming to Vanderham. No, it's going to be a slash. Vanderham got a piece of his man coming into the zone. Vanderham will be off for slashing, and the Sherwood Park Knights will be on the power play looking to even things up at 3. Binder in to take the draw. He's out here to start this penalty kill with Giamaroli, Ferris, and Colombe. Kept in at the point, worked east-west, fired up high. Jordan lost his balance. Picked up right in the slot and fired home. 8 seconds into the power play. Sherwood Park has tied the game at 3. Well, the word adversity comes to mind for both these teams. Looking to fight through. And adversity is exactly what Kane Jordan sees as he snags that out of the air. Right back in between the cage there. The Knights, 8 seconds to score on the power play. Tie things at 3. Clean run at Romulus. Smith able to get that out. And a hook on Baines goes undetected. The official doesn't call that. Romulus fires. That's off a body. Doesn't make its way to the cage. Puck lobbed back into the zone. Smith back to pick it up. He'll fire that out. Picked up by Porozny. Porozny looks. Moves it up to the neutral zone. Romulus steps up and keeps the puck in. Hard hit after he got that puck deep. Sherwood Park looks. Krager thought there was a delayed penalty. He was already leaving the cage. Puck worked back up to the point. Rimmed around to the opposite corner. The near boards kept in. Smith will tie that up along the boards. Weeks up to Baines. Baines 1-on-2. Baines will drive in. Tries to toe drag. Loses the puck. Puck right up the other way, and that's all the way down for an icing. So a little run and gun by both these teams in the last couple minutes. Not exactly what the Icemen want to be doing. Both teams scoring on the power play in the second period. Finding the answer on the man advantage. Knights able to get it into the zone briefly. Able to be kept in. Work down low. Try to center that. Fans on that. Knapczyk will pick it up. Knapczyk gets center. Knapczyk. Got to move that right to the back wall. Chipped up. Going to be on the delayed icing. Going to be, should have been blown down, but not blown down. Play continues. Gwinnett chips it in. Knapczyk gives chase. The Icemen will have to look to be playing simple hockey and get the puck to the back wall, force these Knights, the Sherwood Park team, to come all the way up the ice with it. And that is exactly what I'm talking about. Get the puck in deep, force them to feel the pressure and ice the puck. So Coach Ferris able to get a fresh line change in here. Your Icemen now halfway through this game against the host Sherwood Park 701 Knights. 9:22 remaining in the second period. Shot through traffic. Doesn't make its way to the net. Binder tries to force his man off the puck. Ferris fires on that. That goes off a body and almost redirected back the opposite way on Kraker. Good job by Carrero to pinch down and hold it in. Chip back out. Ferris will pick it up and fire it right back in. And Ferris retaliates on Freemark, and Ferris is going to be going to the box. The discipline here has to be dialed in here for this Icemen team. Frustration just gave the Sherwood Park Knights another power play. Face off to the left of Jordan. Your Icemen will have to bear down now to kill off this penalty. 2-on-1, shorthanded. Fanned on it by Knapczyk or Weeks. What a pass by Gwinnett, shorthanded. Weeks knew where he wanted to go, but just fanned on the shot, and that dribbles into Krager, who smartly holds on and covers up. For Alex Ferris off for slashing. The Iceman shorthanded will have to release from the zone here. You got to realize they're shorthanded. Can't be gambling for offense here, which is exactly what they were doing. McMillan drops it back. Look to go back through the seam. Homulus is going to pick that up and chip it out. Gwinnett again with Weeks on a 2-on-1. Gwinnett just out of his reach. He'll push the puck with his man to the end wall. Gwinnett again forces a turnover, keeps the puck back deep in the Knights zone. The Knights will bring it out through center. Driving wide, curl back to the wall. Now the Knights are set up, work it back down to the goal line, looking for the bumper play. There it is. Unable to release there. He's going to work it back up to the top. Fired through traffic, off a body, it's loose. Scramble in front. Sherwood Park able to pick it up again. 45 seconds remaining in the penalty. Rebound right in front of the rebound. And it's deposited by the Knights. And special teams is the story of this second period. 2 power play goals by the Sherwood Park Knights, one by your Icemen. But that second goal on the power play by Sherwood Park puts them up 4-3 with 7.5 minutes remaining in the second period. Weeks with a clean draw win. Right back to Jordan. He'll stop it for Carrier. Carrier around the boards. That's picked off by a Knights player. Colomb in to pin his man to the boards. Carrier picks it up to Homulus. He works it up trying to hit Baines, and Sherwood Park will pick it up and come right back in. Colomb keeps his man to the outside. Carrier's got to be quick to move it as it's chipped up and out of the zone. A bouncing puck. Going to be waved down. Nope. Thought it was going to be a high stick. And that inadvertent pass off the boards eludes the Sherwood Park forward, and it's waved down on the icing. .6:55 remaining in the second period. 4-3 lead for the Sherwood Park 701 Knights. Face-off won by Weeks. Back to the point. Homulus to the half wall. Looking back through the seam. Homulus going to blast it. That hits a body in front. Weeks right up into the slot to try to pick that off. Smith is going to pinch up to keep it in. He's going to just miss the official as he sails that in around the glass. Keeps it in the zone. Weeks tries to force a turnover. That's off a body. Rosny does pick it up. Looks to go back door to Baines. Just intercepted. Smith will chip that back down to Baines. Baines back to Smith. Smith fires it through traffic. Missing on the far side. Homulus is pinched down. He's going to hold that in now. Weeks across. Baines miss. Fires on the one-timer. The Iceman now with some zone time. That's worked up the wall. Smith's going to have to release as it's a 3-on-2. Homulus pinches over to help out his D partner and knock it out of the zone. Porosny up to Baines. It's a 2-on-2. Baines looks. Toe drag. Fires. That's off a block. The blocker frees it. Right back out in front by Porosny. He buries it to tie the game at 4. So this line again, the zone time. Just a broken play on a 2-on-2. Porosny able to get it right back out in front, and Baines, low blocker, his shot of choice, beats Krager, and it's 4-all with 5:54 remaining in the second period. Gwinnett, Knapsack, and Sawyers out here with Ferris and Colomb. This is a battle. Back and forth we go as that shot sails in on Jordan. He'll hold on for the whistle. Gwinnett in to take the draw. Puck bounces right in front of the net. Ferris clears it out. Tries to hit Knapsack. Eludes Knapsack as Romanovich was all over him, and will be down for an icing. Campbell in to take the draw against Gwinnett. Won by Campbell right into the slot, blocked by Colomb. The puck up and out. Sawyers picks it up, tries to hit Knapsack. Intercepted by Fleming. He'll go to Romanovich. Romanovich right up the gut. Tries to hit Campbell. Worked right back into the zone by the Iceman. Sawyers will chip that in. Gwinnett or Knapsack will give chase. Hits his man. Colomb pinches down, avoids a check from Fleming. Puck kept in again by Colomb. Off the official. Colomb commits. Tries to keep it in. Ferris tries to fight his man off there. It's Fleming right all over him. Gwinnett take it off the puck. Sherwood Park able to gain the zone and possession of the puck deep in the Iceman zone. Just under 5 minutes remaining in the second period. Colomb to Ferris. Back to Knapczyk. He's going to try to chip it out of the zone. Moves it up to Gwinnett. Gwinnett to Sawyers, just off his stick. And at the end of the shift, this Iceman forward unit should be looking to change. Colomb fires it. That's off the stick of Elliott and sails up into the rafters for a whistle. .425 remaining in the second frame. The face-off to the right of Krager. Vanderham in to take the draw. Binder and Giamaroli on his sides. Worked right up into the slot. Giamaroli on his back end selects to shovel it in. Romulus pinches down. It's chipped around the other side. And Smith able to get his stick on it. Aerials it. Thought it was going upstairs and Jordan had to pick it out of the air, but that one went up over the net on the 2-on-1. Romulus tied up, allows Sherwood Park to pick up the puck. Shoveled into the corner. Vanderham in to shove his man off the puck. Puck back up to the point. Tipped on its way to the cage. And Jordan will snag it with the glove for a whistle. A wholesale line change here for your Sierra Iceman. Face off to the right of Jordan. Weeks in to take the draw. Weeks will win that straight back to Colomb. Colomb on his offside. Goes D to D to Carrier. Carrier to Porosny. Porosny chips it down. Ison's going to be waved off. Baines in pursuit. Works his man off the puck. Forced the turnover. Weeks in to try to help out. To the half wall. Colomb, sharp angled shot. And Baines right in front screening. But Krager able to find that and hold on. .321 remaining in the second period. We're all tied at 4. Colomb off the faceoff by Weeks. Looks for Porosny. Back to Colomb. Rebound. Porosny over to Baines. And it jumps over his stick. Carrier's got a release from the line. Weeks back to in support to help. Carry over. Chops it. Puck off. McMillan fires it off the post short side. Look to beat Jordan on the glove side. Carrier clears that up into the neutral zone. Lob right back. Porosny gloves that down. He'll chip it to himself. Tries to center that to Baines. Carrero pinches down to hold that in. Porosny on the defensive side of the puck. Good job to recognize that. That puck lobbed back into the zone. Carrier last one back. Off the boards and out. Weeks chips it to the Knights blue line, but no further. Lob back into the zone, and icing's going to be waved off. Carrier curls back to his side, up to Weeks. Weeks aerials that out. Tries to get Sawyer. Sawyers tries to get free. That's picked up by the defense of the Knights. Carrier to Baines. Baines, 2 minutes remaining in the second period. Evades a check. He'll go to the outside, strip to the puck, and the Knights are back the other way. Fry will chip the puck to himself. Gwinnett will get the puck, chip it up the wall, fire it all the way in, and Jordan steers that into the opposite corner. Puck loose. Puck held in. Oh, it's going to be waved down on the delayed offside. Ferris looks to hit Jordan, or Baines, that's picked off. Ferris comes over, strips his man of the puck, fired in. Was going wide of the cage, but Jordan had seen enough and he holds on with 1:18 remaining in the second period. The official saying that the Sierra line change was too late, waving Homulus and Smith back to the bench. Fired right off the face-off, and again, like earlier on in the game, a quick face-off win by the Knights. Jordan stops that through traffic, and how is that not a charge against Ferris? Ferris run hard into the wall by Fleming. Fleming again right up. Puck turned over, tipped in the zone, gathered up in the slot and deposited with 54 seconds remaining in the second period on a turnover, and the Knights have gone up 5-4. What I thought was for sure a charge by Fleming was not called. And just a game of small differences. Sierra unable to get a line change on fresh legs for defensemen on the ice. And as a result, the Knights able to keep possession in the zone and go ahead by one. Vanderham, sharp angled shot, hits the side of the net. Centers back out, gets to Binder. Binder works it back to Smith. Smith fires it, tipped on net. Great tip by Giamaroli. It's loose in the slot. The puck is loose. Still bounces around. That's covered right in the blue paint. It's still loose, jamming at it. Looks like a rugby scrum. Binder shoots. That's off a body. We have a penalty upcoming. .22 seconds remaining in this second period. And we'll see what comes of this. Just a mad scramble, like a rugby scrum in front of the net. And a cross-checking penalty coming to Sherwood Park. So your Icemen will be on the power play. Face off to the left of Greiker. Picked up by Ferris. Moved to Perosny. Back to Baines. That's intercepted. Baines got to hurry up to pick this up. Baines will collect it. Move it up to Ferris. Just waved down on the offside as Vanderham tried to tag up. So 9 seconds remaining in the second period. Your Icemen, they don't score. We'll have a minute and 45 on a power play to start the third period. So as time expires in the second frame, your Icemen trailing 5-4. A minute 38 will remain in the power play to start the third period. Your Icemen trailing 5-4 after 40 minutes of play.